Jordan Peterson is a very religious guy in an interesting way, but I talked about this before, but he's actually a climate change denier. Now, I cited a bunch of different tweets that he posted of him posting out these articles of these different, articles. Whenever you see these sort of climate change denial articles, there are always these random ass websites that have no actual, credibility to them whatsoever. And it's really, just shady, and it's wrong. It's climate change denial. Now, that is not something that, that he should be doing, obviously, because these are facts and science and evidence driven, data. And we've seen a lot of different conservatives sort of go on this. The vice president has some climate change now as well, and I believe he also is not a believer in evolution, which is sort of like, saying you don't believe in gravity, which is kind of fucking weird. It doesn't make sense because it's actual science. But this is Jordan Peterson now taking it one step further. He actually he he sent out a tweet saying something that anti-capitalist environmentalists won't like. And it's a link to a PragerU video in which they tackle climate change. Now, obviously, I'm thinking you guys are going to know what PragerU is. PragerU, basically what they do is they bring on these people and they just, spew conservative bullshit. It's pretty much what they do. That's pretty good, I think, summary of what they do. In this case, what they did is they actually brought on someone who's like, I think, from my understanding, he was a physicist in the area of climate change. Now, he actually, I guess, was at MIT, and he's somebody who's been bought out by the Koch brothers. The Koch brothers have paid him massive amounts of money. They have compromised him. And there have been a lot of different scientists who get compromised by different actual, by these different things. Like, I remember reading an article where it said, like, Coca-Cola, like, bought off these scientists, and it's a really shitty thing. But I mean, in a capitalist society, you're going to have these scientists who are bought off. And this guy was somebody who was bought off by the Koch brothers. Now, why would the Koch brothers have an interest? They literally got rich off of fracking, which is literally, trying to drill through the rocks to get the carbon dioxide to come out. So they have an obvious interest, an invested interest in trying to, push away any talk about climate change and any push for climate change regulations, because it's going to hurt their bottom line. It's going to hurt their pockets because they are destroying the environment. Now, in this video, they do like a very common trick where they take this graph and they show the past 10 years, and it doesn't show very much of a change. But if you go back for 50 years, there's been a huge shift. And so they play a trick like that they do. But it's just pure, out and out climate change denial, which is unacceptable. I don't know why Jordan Peterson would take this up, because when you're somebody who is trying to, gain more credibility on certain issues and stay consistent on certain issues, a really good way to lose credibility, I repeat, lose credibility, is by becoming a climate change denier. If you were him, what you really should do is, even if that's what you believe because you're a fucking idiot, keep that shit to yourself, because you're just sort of exposing yourself as somebody who doesn't really give a shit about facts and data and science.